Welcome to Volume 2, 4th edition of LWC News Magazine, covering your community and campus news at 12:30 and 7 Mondays on Duo County Channel 2. I'm Brittany Bennett.
And I'm Ford Smith. Thanks for joining us for our April edition. We turn now to our top story.
There's been talk on LWC's campus about Blue Raider Bob, the Lindsey College school mascot. Many think it's time for a new design. Does Bob look more like a pirate instead of a raider? Well, LWC News Magazine takes a look in the mirror to make possible adjustments to their #1 iconic face.
Meet Blue Raider Bob. Bob is about to have an extreme makeover. As the official mascot of Lindsey College, some believe that this rendition of Bob isn't living up to what a Blue Raider should be. Director of Alumni Relations, Randy Burns, told us what about Bob is going to be changing.
The mascot is, for whatever reason, seemed to be a pirate, where our logo seemed to be more of a, when we think of Raider, more of a musketeer or a cavalier. Creating the new mascot really won't cause us to have to change any of the logo-related apparel, because what we're basically wanting to do is create a mascot that's going to be more representative of the logo.
This year's Senior Gift Project is helping make this change possible. Lydia Tiller, Senior Class President, says that the senior class is really enthusiastic about being a part of this.
I feel like it is something that Lindsey needs because we're growing so much that it would be nice to have a different mascot to, be the face of Lindsey.
The fact that the senior class wanted to be a part of helping make this happen for the college is a great thing, and so hopefully our seniors will be proud of what they've been able to accomplish.
Over the next few weeks, the committee will be working together with the Canadian company BAM Mascots to finalize the new look.
A senior gift committee of about 20 seniors got together and gave input.
The new mascot is going to cost $5,500. Burns hopes that $3,000 of this can be raised through the new Philip the Pig project.
I had heard the idea of a piggy bank campaign from another college. We toyed with the idea and finally developed the Philip the Pig program. Each week, seniors will have an opportunity to, when they come home in the evenings, take the change out of their pocket, drop a few coins into the bank, and then after a week, hopefully there'll be $3 or $4 in the bank.
This redesign is also coming as a way to incorporate Blue Raider Bob into the community.
Working with Dwayne Bonifer, our Director of Public Relations, he has a great idea of how we can use Blue Raider Bob in our community to be a visual, tangible representation of the college in a way that you can't duplicate with anything else. You can have advertising on the radio, you can have billboards, you can do ads in a newspaper, but that's different than actually being able to go up and hug a mascot.
Burns anticipates the reveal of Bob to happen early next school year. One thing for sure, they want the reveal to be something spectacular.
I know we've toyed with the idea that our first home football game in the fall would be a great opportunity to unveil Blue Raider Bob. What makes that first game even more special is the fact that it's a night game and it's against Campbellsville University.
Be on the lookout for a new Blue Raider Bob coming soon to Lindsey College. This is Keisha Burton reporting for Lindsey News Magazine.
Interesting story. We'll keep you updated on aesthetic changes Blue Raider Bob will be undergoing. Make sure to get all the details right here. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new happenings in our community and buzzes surrounding Columbia Square.
Stay tuned for this exciting community story.
New job, new place, new roommates, same storage problems. With Bluegrass Cellular, I'm set up to collect all the awesomest apps on my new tablet. That makes me happy.
Awesomest apps. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
I need to stay connected where I live, work, and play. With Bluegrass Cellular, I get crazy reliable coverage nationwide, and that makes me happy.
Crazy reliable coverage nationwide. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
Are you a Laker fan? Then come on out to Thomas Sports Apparel to get your authentic Russell County Laker gear. From hats to hoodies, they've got everything you need for the school year. Thomas Sports Apparel can also take care of your event or business needs in a timely and affordable fashion. Stop by and see Eddie Monday through Friday at 578 West Steve Warner Drive, Russell Springs, or give him a call at 866-7393.
Thanks for staying with us, and welcome back to the community segment of LWC News Magazine.
This story takes us to Columbia Square. As some businesses are no more, others are flourishing around the community center landmarks. The old courthouse has seen plenty of change over the years, as many travel to the roundabout. The square has become the revolving door of the community, leaving some wondering how to keep the door open for good. LWC News Magazine takes you into the community for details.
Welcome to Columbia, Kentucky, a town echoing with memories of a bygone era. With our brightly colored facades and intricate vintage architecture, the public square reminds us of a time when business was easily done by the shake of a hand. In a day where most people would simply go to Walmart, how do these businesses that have been here for decades stay afloat? We've asked Mayor Harris to give us some insight on these trends.
Of course, growing up here my whole life, you know, the courthouse is a really unique building, and seeing it, you know, it's kind of like when you go out of town, and when you get back into town, that's the first thing you see. You're like, I'm home, you know. So it kind of says you're home when you're back in Columbia, and just having the, you know, the shops that we have downtown and the longtime merchants just makes it special. Well, we have it's a unique square because of course we have our banking industries up there and insurance. And we have some restaurants. Of course, we have a fountain on our square, and it's just kind of a good place to walk and enjoy.
Do you think the cafe on the square going out of business is going to affect the square whatsoever?
You know, it could, and I hated to see them close, and I think that it probably will hurt some, but I'm hearing that someone else may soon open the cafe back up, so we're in hopes that happens, because we want to keep all our businesses on the square, and that was a very unique place and special place to go.
Firestone was on the next corner. Lowe's Drug was next. The men's shop, Olin's Menswear. Where the cafe was a men's shop. In the very corner was the dollar store. The very corner where the bank is now was Nell's Variety Store. Am I getting this right, Bobby? Then the bank, and on the corner over here was Jeffrey's Hardware. Corner over there was Lerman Brothers. And you had Laney Bray, then you had Lloyd's Department Store, the Style Shop, Ben Franklin, and on the corner was Collins Drugstore.
I think a lot of people come to the square because they do a lot of business with the banks, or they like some of the restaurants that are on there. And I see a lot of people that are, you know, that come from out of town. They'll stop on the square and they'll get out and they'll take pictures of our courthouse because it is unique. There's not a lot of places where there's a big building sitting in the middle of the road, and a lot of people think that's neat when they get to Columbia. I think one way to attract new businesses is to keep the appearance up there looking nice, and try to, you know, we encourage people and our citizens to shop downtown. If there's things you need, you know, do business downtown, because when people see others, you know, getting out, then they'll follow suit as well to do some business downtown.
There have been many businesses to come and go from the square, while others have remained strong. Locals may have even noticed some renovation going on recently. This is to make way of the world-class recording studio known as Red Brick.
Red Brick Studios, and myself being a musician and loving music, I just think that is one of the greatest things for Columbia. We have a lot of people going in and out recording songs. You might not see a lot of traffic in and out of there because they do a lot of things at night, but there's a lot of recording going on there, and I plan at some point in time maybe to stop in and do a little something myself.
I grew up here. It was an obvious choice. Come back to home after being gone for 18, 20 years. Well, not only is it for locals, bands, groups, artists, songwriters, or whatever that's on a local basis. I had a lot of clients in other parts of the country, California, New York, Georgia, Florida, and they'll follow me here, so I can work at home this way instead of being in Nashville all the time. Well, like I said, we offer a Nashville-style recording facility for people who want that experience and that type of sound. Also, we have studio musicians available that you hear every day on the radio that will come here from Nashville to play on any product or any project anybody wants to do. And maybe in some of that we might find the lucky one and walk them all the way through to a recording contract with a major label. That would be wonderful. I'm working with one band in particular called No Deceit. I think you can find them on MySpace, YouTube, or whatever, but I'm working with a project, or I'm doing a project with those guys they're really, really good. They may have a shot at it, but who knows? It's a crazy business. Plus, my partner and me, we are also songwriters, so it gives us a place to work on our own material to try to get other artists to record them. You have to have a demo. You can't just go like, I wrote a song and here's the lyric. You know, you got to have like a full, what we call demo, with pretty much everything the record would have in direction so that they can get a feel for how it's supposed to be. I pretty much know what not to do. None of us really know what to do all the time, but I kind of know what not to do after being in it.
Well, we try to keep our downtown looking nice. We encourage our business owners, you know, to keep their properties, you know, well kept, and try to encourage those to keep the fronts of their buildings painted and try to modernize things. And with us talking about the addition of Red Brick Studios up there, you know, that side of the square is looking really nice, and we hope that other merchants and business owners up there would keep theirs up as well. And on the city's part, you know, anytime that we can beautify and put in new sidewalks as funds allow us to do, we want to do that.
Well, back in the day, it was Nell's Variety Store was down in the corner, because you go down and get you a sack of jelly beans or gummy bears, what they call gummy bears now, for a nickel. And I mean, everything was on the square. You didn't have to go anywhere else. You didn't have to go to Walmart. We didn't have Walmart. We had the square. Just the friendliness of the square and everything is still today. You can come uptown and wave to everybody and see what's going on.
With all that the square has to offer, it's refreshing to see that Columbia is so involved in keeping their small town atmosphere alive. This is Dayla Hurst reporting from the square.
The square certainly is a place with a vibrant past, but it also offers hope for possible future business endeavors.
Coming up next, we'll take it back to the Hill. More campus news ahead. Is Lindsey Wilson College increasing security or jeopardizing privacy? LWC News Magazine decided to find out for more.
Let your inner desire direct you to a delectable $1 deal of outright unequivocal delight. Because any size icy cold Coca-Cola, soft drink, or sweet tea is just $1. The simple joy of pursuing happiness.
Taming the wild couldn't be any easier. The new Husqvarna XP Series professional chainsaws have arrived at Ed Small Engines. Come by and check out the next generation of Husqvarna chainsaws, the Husqvarna 550 XP, 562 XP, and the workhorse for loggers, the Husqvarna 372 XP professional chainsaw. So stop by Ed Small Engines today to check out his great products and low prices.
New job, new place, new roommates, same storage problems. With Bluegrass Cellular, I'm set up to collect all the awesomest apps on my new tablet. That makes me happy.
Awesomest apps. That's Blueforia. That's Bluegrass.
I need to stay connected where I live, work, and play. With Bluegrass Cellular, I get crazy reliable coverage nationwide, and that makes me happy.
Crazy reliable coverage nationwide. That's Blue for you. That's Bluegrass.
You may have noticed more cameras in some locations, for students in the dorms or faculty in the classrooms. Many cameras have been installed. Many are questioning, is this for security? And if so, should privacy be limited to enhanced security? LWC's News Magazine tells you more.
On average, every American is caught on camera 15 minutes of every day. On Lindsey Wilson's campus, an active student may be caught on camera upwards of 20 to 30 minutes of each day.
5 years ago, I don't think we had maybe 1 or 2 cameras on the whole campus, and it has been our concerted effort during the last 5 years to add cameras in all the residence halls and in other critical areas on campus, student union building, and we're still going to proceed even further with that, with like in the library. It's just an issue of creating a safer and more secure environment for everyone. So
just being able to have something to go back to and take a look in case something were to go wrong. We have them in pretty important places on campus. It cuts down on vandalism and things. People think they're being watched now that we have so many cameras. Cuts out on a lot of horseplay.
There's been hardly any maintenance-related issues as far as repairing things due to vandalism, like ceiling tiles and water fountains and stuff like that. So that's been a huge benefit to the program.
There has been 120 cameras installed on Lindsey Wilson's campus over the past 5 years, and everyone's opinion on them seemed to be the same.
Campus. I feel like the recent influx with cameras on campus is a very good thing. I feel a lot safer, and I feel like the campus is monitored well.
I don't feel like my privacy is being violated. I believe that if it's a security measure and it doesn't go farther than that, then there should be nothing to worry about.
We've recovered bikes, iPads, iPods, books, people's books, especially because there's crime around the end of semesters when it's book buyback. People will kind of do the book bags, purses, vehicle vandalism. And for all the people who it irritates, there's been a number of people who they've been really thankful.
And this is Brandon Joyner with LWC's News Magazine, signing off.
The security on campus is certainly a high priority. LWC continues to become more technologically advanced in this area.
We've been following one amazing athlete this month. A Raider football teammate has a victory all of his own, and an inspiring story. Coming up next, Blue Raider Sports with Amy Dockery and Brandon Joyner.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
Are you a Laker fan? Then come on out to Thomas Sports Apparel to get your authentic Russell County Laker gear. From hats to hoodies, they've got everything you need for the school year. Thomas Sports Apparel can also take care of your event or business needs in a timely and affordable fashion. Stop by and see Eddie Monday through Friday at 578 West Steve Warner Drive, Russell Springs, or give him a call at 866-7393. Taming the wild couldn't be any easier. The new Husqvarna XP Series professional chainsaws have arrived at Ed Small Engines. Come by and check out the next generation of Husqvarna chainsaws, the Husqvarna 550 XP, 562 XP, and the workhorse for loggers, the Husqvarna 372 XP professional chainsaw. So stop by Ed Small Engines today to check out his great products and low prices.
New job, new place, new roommates, same storage problems. With Bluegrass Cellular, I'm set up to collect all the awesomest apps on my new tablet. That makes me happy.
Awesomest apps. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
I need to stay connected where I live, work, and play. With Bluegrass Cellular, I get crazy reliable coverage nationwide, and that makes me happy.
Crazy reliable coverage nationwide. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
LWC News Magazine welcomes you to the Blue Raiders Sports segment. Many teams are off to a great start this semester. This month, we set our sights on a story from the football team about one of their standout players. This story focused the lens on Blue Raider quarterback Brandon Cresfitt.
College football, the sport of the South. These athletes endure grueling temperatures, extreme workouts, and are always at the peak of their physical fitness. They put in hours of critical practice every day, and they treat every game as seriously as if it were their last. However, in some cases, dedication and drive mean more to the game than fitness ever could.
Yeah, well, Brandon is finishing up his sophomore year, so he's been with us 2 years and came in the fall of 2011 in that recruiting class.
I was kind of surprised coming in. Didn't really expect much being a freshman, but once, I learned the offense and kind of knew everything, I felt comfortable is when I really, kind of started playing my own style and, kind of unleashed myself. I wasn't timid anymore, so. Playing football there's always ups and downs in every single game. But, I remember one specific time my freshman year against Campbellsville, and I threw 2 interceptions for touchdowns back to back, and that was probably one of my lowest points ever in my football career. I've never had that experience ever. So just coming back from that and being able to battle back, and then we ended up going 7-3, getting second in the conference, and just being able to come back from that was tough, but we did it.
His freshman year, he was Offensive Freshman of the Year in the conference. He shared that award, and we're looking forward to a big junior year coming up from him this upcoming fall.
My dad comes to every single game. He loves it. He's always pushing me just because he never got the opportunity to go to school. He had to go to work straight out of high school, so he had scholarship opportunities to go play football and baseball places, but he had to go to work, so he kind of he doesn't want me to go down that path, and he always pushes me. Same with my grandfather. My grandfather had to go to the military right out of high school, so he never really got to have the college experience, be a college athlete. So those two people really are the ones that push me the most and, inspire me the most. My sophomore year in high school, I had some injuries that I had to overcome that I'd never experienced before, and it just kind of put football in a whole new perspective. Some people don't even get to play the game of football, and I'm just thankful every day that I get to go practice every day, and I'm healthy enough to, go out and have the opportunity to play a game for, I'm getting most of my school paid for to even play. Football is a great example of overcoming adversity. If you can do it in a football game, you can probably relate it to something in your life that you're going through. So.
Overcoming adversity is something that Brandon Cresfitt has been dealing with his entire career. This is Brittany Bennett reporting for RaiderCast.
What a motivating story. There are so many LWC students that fight adversity and find success. Brandon is a true demonstration of the strength of Blue Raiders. Well, that wraps up sports for this month.
And that concludes the April edition of the LWC News Magazine. See you every Monday at 12:30 and 7.
We'll be here covering your community and campus news. Thanks for joining us, and have a great Monday.